Hello and welcome to brand new video. In this video, we are going to learn MediaPlayer API in Android. So what is MediaPlayer API? MediaPlayer API is a native API inside Android OS which can help you to play any media file like audio file or video file inside your own Android application. With the help of MediaPlayer API, you can also stream any media file inside your own Android application, or else you can play the media file which is stored locally on your Android device. Advantage of using MediaPlayer API is it is a native API, which means you don't have to add any dependencies or third-party libraries inside your Android project. There are other MediaPlayer libraries such as ExoPlayer, but you have to add third-party libraries inside your Android project, which increases the size of your application. But with the MediaPlayer API, it is a native API, so everything is baked into the Android operating system. So your app size stays small and you can take advantage of the native API features to run and play any audio video file inside your own Android application. So in this video, I am going to teach you how you can play or stream any audio file inside your own Android application with the help of MediaPlayer API. I have tried my best to simplify everything and explain you in most simple way possible in this video. So now let's start with our video and open Android Studio. So here is a demo application to show you MediaPlayer API. But before starting, let me give you a slight bird's eye view to understand how this app is structured and made. For using MediaPlayer API, you can use MediaPlayer API inside activity or service, but it is always a best practice or recommended way to use MediaPlayer API inside a service. So in our demo application, I have used one activity and one service. Activity you use for store entire UI, and background service is used to interact with the MediaPlayer API. In this way, the MediaPlayer API will run in a background service. Now why we do this is because MediaPlayer API encodes and decodes the media codec, and the encoding and decoding of media codec is a very CPU intensive task. So it is always recommended to offload the CPU intensive task on a service or a separate thread. Yes, you can use MediaPlayer API inside activity, but there is a high possibility that your app will slow down or crash because the encoding and decoding process is a CPU intensive process. Hence, we offload the CPU intensive process in a background service in Android. So I hope you understand the bird's eye view and the entire structure of application. There is one activity, one service. Activity will be used only to store the UI, and the UI will interact with the service, and service will be used to run the MediaPlayer API in the background. So now open the Android Studio, and our first step is to add the internet permission in case if we want to stream the audio file. And then second, we will add the service in our Android XML manifest and name the service audio player service. This will be the background service. After mentioning the service in the Android manifest XML, the next is we will create a service file and name it as a audio player service. Now how to create the service and work with the service, I have previously made a video on this topic. You can check the link in description below in case if you are interested more on how to create and run the Android service. Now since this video is only focused on the MediaPlayer API, so I will only focus on the MediaPlayer API. So after creating the service, first we will add listeners. Now listeners are important because MediaPlayer API has various states. Now what are the states of MediaPlayer API? There is one state which is on prepare, and then there is also error in case there is any error while playing the audio file. So we will only mention the on prepare listener and on error listener. But apart from these two, there are many states for a MediaPlayer API, and let me show you various states of MediaPlayer API before moving forward. So these are the various states of the MediaPlayer: ideal stage, initialize stage, preparing stage, prepare stage, and started stage. So for this the demo application, we need the on prepare stage, which means the media file is loaded into the RAM and ready to play. Started state means the audio is playing in the MediaPlayer API. So now let's go back to the code. After adding the listeners on the service, now next is we will create a function of on prepare and on error. So the on prepare function, we will add the MediaPlayer instance. So as soon as the MediaPlayer is on prepare stage and ready to play the media file, this on prepare function will start, and we will get a MediaPlayer instance. And as soon as we get the MediaPlayer instance, we will start the MediaPlayer and then start playing the audio. So this is how we do it with .start. Inside the on error, we will add the log log of any error if we get at the time of the playing audio file. And don't forget to add the override to both the functions. So this is how we add the listeners of onPrepare and onError. Now next is how to play a media file. Now to play the media file, first we have to create a media player instance. Create a variable media player and use the media player is equal to null. After creating media player, I have created two functions. First is the play audio function and second is the stop audio function. The purpose of play audio function is to play the audio file from URL. Now the stop audio function, this function will stop any playing audio. So let's look at the play audio function. Inside the play audio function, as soon as we receive the URL, the first I have called the stop audio function. Just in case if there is any existing audio playing, and calling the stop audio function, it will stop the audio. We will look into it afterwards, but first let's understand how to play the audio. We will use the media player. So here we will use the media player API to initialize the media player. Now we will create a media player instance by using the media player.apply, and inside the apply we will add the attributes. Now since we are playing the music, we will add the content type audio attribute.content type music. Now in case if you want to play any other speech or movie or any other thing, then you can apply the movie, speech, whichever in your use case fits in. But here we are using music, so I will add the content type music, and then we will add the set usage usage underscore media, and then we will call the build. This will set the attributes. Now after creating attributes, the next is the set data source. Now here in the set data source, we will add the URL of our audio file, and then after adding URL, we will set the onPrepare listener and onError listener, and we will call this at audio player service, which is the name of the service. And this is how we add the listeners. And as soon as we add the listeners, now next step is to prepareAsync. When we use the prepareAsync, this will play the entire media player API in asynchronization instead of synchronize. This is important for the performance. It is always better to use async for better performance. So this is how we play the audio file from a URL. But what if we want to play the audio file from the local storage of your Android device? Or what if you want to play the audio file from the asset directory? Now in case if you want to play the audio file from local storage or from asset directory, the process is only exactly same, but there is one small tiny difference, and let me show you the small tiny difference. So this is the function of how to play the audio file from the audio file which is stored in the asset directory of the Android project folder. So on the left side of Android Studio, there is an Android project, and here I have saved a simple music.mp3 file inside a raw folder which is inside the resource folder. So this is the music.mp3 file. This file we will play using the media player API. Now to play music.mp3 file, we have to use the resources.open raw resource fd, and then we will add the r.raw.music. So this will create something known as the asset file descriptor, which is the audio file. After creating the audio file, which is the asset file descriptor, we will create asset file descriptor, that is the audio file. And after creating this audio file, we will add this audio file inside the set data source and add all the necessary information such as audio file.file descriptor, and then audio file.start offset and audio file.length. And then we will add the audio file.close. So this is how we add a simple audio file from our resource directory into a media player API. And then the rest is exactly same. Set on prepare listener, set on error listener, and then prepare asynchronize. So this is how you can play audio file from URL, from internal storage, from your Android project directory, etc, etc. Now next is, let's understand how to stop the audio playing after starting the playing, because when we play the audio, we also need the power to stop the audio playing. So now we will go to our stop audio function, which is this function. Inside the stop audio function, first we will check if the media player is playing or not. If media player is playing the audio, then we will call the .stop function to stop any media playing, and then we will release the media player. This is very important to call the release function, because as soon as you call the release function, the RAM get emptied out, and it is important to boost the performance of your application. Otherwise the RAM will get filled up with lots of audio file if you don't call the .release function. And then we will set the media player is equal to null, so that the media player instance will be destroyed. So this is how we simply stop the audio which is playing. Now this is the last part. Now since we are using the service, as soon as we start the service, we want to tell the service that URL of our audio file. So the way we tell the service the URL of the audio file is through the intent. So whenever we start this service, a intent is passed through to this service, and the intent will check if you want to play the audio file or if you want to stop the audio file, which is playback. The intent will contain a action. We will check if the action wants to play the audio file or if the action want to stop the audio file. If intent want to play the audio file, then we will get the URL of the audio file and call our play audio function and pass the URL into it. But if the intent want to stop the audio playback, then we will call the stop audio function. So this is how we simply control playback and stop of the audio inside the service. This entire service is dedicated only to start and stop the audio playback. Now the last but not least, the onDestroy function. Inside the onDestroy function, make sure you remember to stop the audio playback, so that just in case this service is stopped, then audio playback is also stopped at the same time. And also add the companion object of action play, action stop, and the extra underscore URL. So now our audio player service is ready. Now let's move on to the main activity of our application and let's work with the UI. Inside the main activity, the UI is very simple. There is a play button and there is a stop audio button. As soon as I click the play audio button, this play audio function is called. As soon as I click on the stop audio button, the stop audio function is called. Now to call our service, as usual, we will create an intent. We will add our audio player service class inside it and add the action is equal to audio player service dot action underscore play. After adding the action, we will add the extra underscore URL and add the URL of our audio file, and make sure you add the .mp3 URL here inside the intent. Now after creating this intent, we will start the service with the start service and add the intent inside this. So this is how we start the service and start playing the audio. But what if you want to stop the audio playback? Now to stop the audio playback, the process is exactly same. We will create an intent and add the action is equal to action underscore stop, and then we will create the start service and add the intent inside this. This is how we simply stop the audio playback. It is as simple as it is. Now let's look at the demo of how to play the audio inside our Android virtual device. So inside the Android virtual device, I will click on the play audio. It will take 1 or 2 seconds to start the streaming the audio, and as you can see now the audio is playing. I hope the YouTube won't give any copyright strike. Now the audio is playing very smoothly from URL, and it is streaming the audio from the server to your Android application. Now if you want to stop the audio playback, click on the stop audio button, and as you can see audio is stopped. So this is the example of how to play a simple audio file inside your Android application. So this is the most simplest example of how to use MediaPlayer API to stream the audio file inside your own Android application. The full source code of this demo application is available on my GitHub repository. The link is in the description below. Thank you for watching, and if you get value out of this, like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. With that said, have a nice day. Bye bye. See you in the next video.